Hello and welcome to Better Business Podcast. My name is Alexi. Today, I want to have a chat to you about email marketing automation because I find that a lot of the time this is one of those really simple things that makes a huge difference to majority of businesses. Now, email marketing obviously is not a new term, and I think a lot of you guys understand it. However, when it comes to small business, little things like sending a confirmation email once the inquiry has been sent, or potentially following up on visiting a e-com site or doing a incomplete checkout can really lead to quite a lot of sales. And I think that's money really being left on the table. The issue right now is that majority of us are really busy. We've got a lot of things flying at us. If you're on your desktop, you probably got dozens, if not more, windows open with various things popping up. If you're on a mobile, you're being distracted by lots of other things. Now, I do understand that a lot of people don't like email. They think that it's obviously spamming and lots of other things. But think about it. How many emails are you getting yourself? And while it may not be your cup of tea, it is certainly an easier way to reach somebody. And especially, when you evaluate all the costs, it's something that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. I find that the biggest problem when it comes to, let's say, e-com is the actual customer journey. It's the checkout process and the timing around it. A lot of the time people would, browse for a product during their lunch break, and they don't really have the time to, do a checkout right then and there, unless it's obviously something that's well priced or well researched. But when we're talking about that top of the funnel and someone just looking to, find a product, the best you can do is potentially get their name and email via a pop-up on the website, promising some sort of a coupon code or some sort of a discount. Now, if that's the recipe, that gives you a green light to be able to follow that person up quite aggressively in order to get that sale. Now, why I say aggressively is that the conversion window typically for those sort of purchases is roughly about a week, I'd say to 10 days. And it really depends on the industry. But if you find that it's, Christmas time or something, then there is definitely a finite window as to when people are wanting to buy the product and have the ability to receive that, because chances are they're buying themselves or somebody else a present. If someone's making a decision on engaging a service, you've also got a finite window of opportunity that you need to be automating or enhancing. So for that reason, I find that email marketing automation works really, really well. And look, I think if you understand the idea, really what we need to do here is, first of all, understand that customer. So what is it they're after? What is it that they are wanting to specifically receive? What sort of situation are they in? What are the problems that you're solving? And if you can wrap your copy specifically around that and keep it really short and straight to the point, I think you can have some really good success. Now, in terms of engagement, I've seen some online stores sending an email almost like every day. And look, it's either they buy from you or they unsubscribe, or potentially you'd set up something a little bit more gentle with things that are wrapping around specific discounts. So if that's around income, that's the approach that I would follow. Now, if you're wanting to take that further and obviously engage people on more regular basis and turn them into repeat customers, I would highly recommend that you segment your data. What is it that your website visitors are mostly interested in? Are they interested in a particular type of product? Should you be able to contact them specifically around that? One tip I will share with you is that majority of emails don't work so well if they're not personalized. You really want to make sure that it really meets the person who's after the copy personally. Use their name. If you put a name in a subject line, that typically gets a much higher open rate, but at the same time, you don't want to abuse that. You don't want every single email to have their name in it. I think you're also looking for some sort of an action within each email. I would definitely encourage people to click a link or respond to a particular email, really depending on how you are going to deliver on that particular campaign as well. Now, when it comes to the platform, there's obviously many different email platforms. I find that a lot of small businesses and people who are starting out like to jump onto things like MailChimp. Well, whichever platform it is, I think you need to understand the basic dynamics as to what you're actually doing. So first of all, I think way too many people get carried away with the actual design of the emails. A lot of people just wanted to get them to look like their website. And the issue with those is that whenever people receive like a style email like that, they suspect an offer pretty much straight away. In my opinion, if you're just starting out, it's much better to keep your emails short and sweet and keep them personal, as if you are writing an email to the actual person that you know. So for that reason, I would go with plain text emails, almost like what you'd write to a friend, and see what sort of response you're going to get. If you're going to turn into proper newsletters or monthly EDMs, that's fine. You can use your style templates, but initially, I would definitely recommend using something that's a little bit more simple. Now, I personally like using a system called High Level. It's not something that specifically is tailored to emails only. I can do, SMS automation, social media, and a bunch of other things as well. Most importantly, there's a CRM that allows me to keep all my data and the actual sales pipeline. So if you want to sort of look beyond email marketing, you may want to invest in a system that does a little bit more. There's HubSpot, there's heaps of other systems, but they obviously do come with a price tag. But if you're obviously starting out, I think, using something as simple as, ActiveCampaign or MailChimp is a great way to start. So in terms of, how do you build a list? Well, opt-ins, we discussed that. That's the pop-up on the website, grab someone's name and email. And even if you're, not running an online store, if you're running a service-based businesses, it's a great way to build a database. But what you need to do is have a reason why people should be opting in. You don't want to just go, sign up to a newsletter. Don't do that. Newsletters these days, people get them, but they don't really like subscribing to them. So you got to be careful with that. You want to keep it simple. You want to keep it valuable. For online stores, I find that obviously, get, some sort of a discount as a first-time client is easier to set up. But for service-based businesses, I think reports or anything that would potentially allow the person to learn about the process or potentially avoid some sort of mistakes works quite well. Now, if someone does the opt-in, you want to automate that delivery of content afterwards. So it's a good idea to put together an email sequence. And in reality, you could probably pre-write something for the next few weeks to come. Please don't just send one or two emails and say, hey, it doesn't work. You need to be a little bit more persistent. I definitely recommend sending at least a weekly email for the first 4 to 5 weeks with a particular recipe behind it. What I like doing for service-based businesses is, first of all, acknowledging people opting in. Secondly, sending out things like, case studies. Hey, here's the work that I've done. And then, letting people know about your process and how you can basically, be happy to arrange a time to speak to them about their particular approach. When it comes to online stores, if someone's opting in for coupons and obviously wanting to buy, you need to, enhance that process. What else are they actually getting? What are the key points of difference in terms of buying from you? Why you as opposed to anyone else? Have you been in business for a long time? Is there a guarantee around your business? That's the sort of content that people are looking for. But anyway, I think that simple email marketing automation can really boost your revenue quite substantially. In fact, we find that it's at least 10% revenue being left on the table by businesses by not doing things like email marketing. So if you haven't done much email marketing, or you're thinking, what else can I do? Believe me, this is one of the easiest and the cheapest things that you can apply to your business.